Okay, so I decided to just kind of videotape doing. Uh, I don't know. I decided to videotape myself doing homework. I don't know, just because I tend to talk to myself, and maybe if I videotape that and just like share it with other people, maybe I won't feel so lonely. I don't know. I feel really lonely, and I really miss home, and I miss all the people that I know. Life is really good here, but I miss home. And I just want to go back to Buffalo. And I want to go back to how it used to be. I want the two, most important people that aren't my family in the world within arm's reach again. My boyfriend and my best friend. And I want to see them every day. Even if my parents won't let me see them, they have to let me see them if I go to school with them. I mean, I have better academic opportunities here, but, that means nothing if I don't have good people to share it with. I've got almost all A pluses in almost every class, but it means nothing if I have nobody in that whole school of almost 2,000 people to share it with. I don't know. I really wish right now. I know how to balance school and friends. I've never really let my grades slip. And so I feel like, due to the circumstances, even though it's not my parents' fault, they didn't mean to move me away from all my friends and stuff. But I feel like I'm punished by life, in that I'm just kind of isolated from everybody, from a lot of people that meant a lot to me. And I have nothing to do but to literally throw myself into my work and schoolwork. I mean, some things are enjoyable. I like going to hockey games, but I really wish, I would trade in all the hockey games in the world if I could just, have my boyfriend come over. Just to chill. Just to, I don't even have good TV channels, but, we would just watch some, crappy TV show or whatever and just spend time together. I haven't seen him in months. And sometimes it's really sad to think about the fact that I won't see him for a whole another year. And because of that, it feels like those 2 years is taking forever. And I just want to go home. I'm glad that my family's here to support me and everything, but I want things to go back the way they were. Because I have to spend the last 2 years of my high school career in some strange, giant high school full of some really nice people and some really mean people. And some people that are just completely foreign to me and don't even, bother to get to know my name. At Olmsted, at least, everybody tried to meet everybody. You met people. And you hung out with them, and that was that. It wasn't about, who they knew or anything like that. If you talked to them, and, you two clicked or whatever, and you talked. If you had classes together, and a lot of times you would have a lot of classes with a lot of people. Now, every class that I have is completely different. And, like, most of the people in most of the classes don't even really want to talk to me, nor do they. I mean, some people do. I'll give them that, and I appreciate the people who do talk to me and who do make an effort to be my friends. But it's still not home. And I really miss it. And it's really sad to think about the fact that, if I end up going to the Culinary Institute of America like I want to, I'm gonna be in Hyde Park, New York, away from, like, everybody, including my boyfriend, if I'm still with him, hopefully. You know, what's he gonna do in Hyde Park? Obviously, he wants to go to Fredonia, and if he goes to Fredonia, he's gonna have to stay in Fredonia. You know, it's sad to think that I have to spend these next 2 years isolated from him and everybody else that means a lot to me, and then I get to go spend 4 more years barely able to see anybody because I'm throwing myself in, like, mountains of college schoolwork and, like, trying to pay for a place to stay and, like, a job and a car and taxes and all this other stupid adult stuff. I don't feel like I get to enjoy my last 2 years of high school. And I just feel, like, really lonely. I mean, I try to make the best of it, and I promised myself that I would. But honestly, I wish we had never moved. And a part of me just really wishes everything could go back to the way it was, to when my boyfriend, you know, before we started going out, still went to my school, and where I was still, like, in tons of classes with my best friends. Like, I'm not gonna get to graduate with them, I'm not gonna get to go to prom with them, I'm not gonna get to go to homecoming with them, I'm not gonna get a date for anything. Like, no one won't. Like, there's, like, one person that wants to date me that is single. And I don't even, like, obviously I don't like them because I have feelings for my boyfriend. But, like, nobody's gonna want to take me to homecoming or prom. No one's gonna wanna, I'm nobody at this school. I basically lost, like, my whole life, like, when it comes to being a teenager. Like, your whole life is centered around, like, having fun and your friends and going out on Fridays or whatever and hanging out with your best friends, maybe going to a couple parties or whatever, I don't know, whatever you want. And I basically lost my whole life. Like, I lost, you know, my seniority on the tennis team. You know, any chance of being in volleyball, these girls would kick my butt. I basically just throw myself into my competition stuff for my pastry cake. And sometimes I feel like I just want to, like, give it all up and go back to what I used to do because I was happy. I was really happy in my own city. Even if it wasn't, like, this prestigious, like, even if it didn't have these state-of-the-art West Shore programs and all this, like, state-of-the-art new expensive stuff and all these renovations and all that. I don't care. It was home. I don't want to go back to it. I want to go back to drama club with him. I never got to go to open mic with him. He missed the one time I sang. He missed the one time I sang. He missed the play. I never got to be in a play with him, and I probably never will. I never... I miss playing the piano in the auditorium and spending time with him and just chilling with my best friends and riding the metro bus with them and talking to them at the bus stop. And I miss knowing everybody. Like, I feel so, like, out of the loop for everything. Like, I basically lost everything that it means, like, to be a teenager in your life. I lost, here I lost all my friends, any of my seniority on any teams or clubs. I lost my reputation, good or bad. I became just a little fish in a big pond. Like, I just blend in like New York City. It's like it's really hard to stand out. And it just makes me feel even more lonely. And sometimes I feel like I just want to give up on life. Like, I just want to stop going to school and, like, not even try. And sometimes I feel like I don't want to go to college and I don't want to go and work. I feel like I just want to kick back and enjoy life, but I can't. Everyone keeps telling me I can't do that. I try to keep my head up, but I really miss the people that mean the most to me. And it's just really bothering me, no matter how much fun I have here, like, I threw a Halloween party, thinking that maybe this was like a fresh start for me, and barely anybody came. And I appreciate the people that did, but I know if I was back home, a lot more people would have actually cared to show up. Haven't been to any sleepovers, haven't really been to anybody else's house except for Steven's. And that's been pretty fun, but still, like, I want to feel welcome. No one's going to invite me to anything fun. I'm going to be that one senior that, unless you're in culinary with me, you're not going to know who I am. No one's going to vote me for anything. Like, I'm not going to be prom queen. I'm not going to be homecoming queen. I can forget about any of that. Because it's like a class of 200 people, I'm not one of those popular girls. I'm now just like a nobody that came in junior year. And I'm not going to get voted for, like, prettiest eyes or prettiest hair or any of that stuff in the yearbook. I'm going to be just a nobody with barely any credentials because I can't transfer, any of the sports I did at my old school probably over to here. I'm going to look like I literally just blended in with the crowd for the past 2 years. And it's just all really depressing sometimes. Because I feel like I did something to deserve it, and I didn't.